Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the Amped Triple Rev G plugin by ML Sound Lab. Now this is a sponsored video, but as always, all thoughts and opinions are 100% my own. The Triple Rev G is of course based on a Mesa Boogie Triple Rectifier Rev G, so one of the older triple rectifiers. And the older versions of the rectifiers tend to be a little bit differently voiced than the more modern rectifiers. In general, a bit more tight and aggressive sounding, which is preferred by many players. Now there aren't a lot of plugins out there that emulate the sound of a triple rectifier, as most plugins or amp modelers, they emulate the dual rectifier primarily. The only ones that I can think of are the old Line 6 Pod Farm plugin or Amplitube. So the official Mesa Boogie Amplitube plugin. Other than that, I can't think of any plugins that emulate the triple rectifier, so that's interesting in itself. Anyway, let's start by taking a listen to how this plugin sounds with a demo track that I created with my Fender Jim Root Telecaster with the EMG 81 in the bridge and the EMG 60 in the neck. Let's check it out. Alright, that sounded pretty good, right? No post-processing going on, aside from a little low cut here and there to remove some low-end rumble. So, as with all the other ML Sound Lab plugins, this one is very easy to use, very straightforward, and the Triple Rev G has 5 amp channels to choose from. We've got the green clean channel, the orange vintage and the orange modern channel, as well as the red vintage and the red modern channel. So that's a quite versatile collection of channels built into one plugin suite. The plugin also has a tuner and of course the pedal board that we see with all the other amped plugins by ML Sound Lab. And that pedal board has a noise gate, a compressor, a boost or drive pedal, a chorus, a delay and a reverb. There's also a cabinet section with 5 different cabinets to choose from and 4 different mic options, and you can blend the mics and change the positions and stuff like that. And you can also control the plugin via MIDI, so with automation and stuff like that, which is great. Now let's take a closer look at the presets that I created for that demo track and also take a listen to the guitar parts in isolation. So for that first section, the clean section, I used the neck pickup on the Tele, so that's the EMG 60, which is great for clean tones. And of course, I'm using the green clean channel. On the pedal board, I am using the compressor, the chorus, and the reverb to make everything sound a little bit more lush. And in the cab block, I'm using the mega oversized cabinet with a blend between the 57 and the 121 mic, which is my preferred microphone combo. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the isolated guitars. Here we go. Alright, for the second section where the tone gets a bit more heavy, I used the orange modern channel. And that's basically the slightly more polite sounding modern channel of this amplifier, because the red modern channel, which we will hear in a minute, sounds a bit more aggressive. So the orange modern channel is a bit better suited for rock, for heavy rock and stuff like that. No effects except for the noise gate, and for the cabinet section I'm using the mega traditional cabinet this time with a similar mic setup. And as you can see, for the heavy settings in these clips, I'm cranking up the treble and presence controls quite a bit for adding clarity and brightness. Okay, let's take a listen to the isolated guitars. Cool. For the third section, so that sort of crunch verse section, I used the orange vintage channel with low gain. Kind of like how the raw mode on a rectifier would sound. And for this tone, I did add a little bit of chorus for some nice modulation in the pedal board. And in the cab section, I'm using the mega traditional cabinet again with a similar mic setup as with all the tones. Let's take a quick listen. Alright, for the fourth tone, which is also used in the final section of the song, I used the red modern channel, which is the most modern and aggressive sounding. It's definitely a quite tight sounding channel when you compare it to that traditional fat and loose rectifier tone. So it's cool that it sounds kind of unique, really nice. No effects were used except for the noise gate, and for the cab section, again I'm using the mega traditional cabinet. And for that final section, so the outro basically, I did use my Digitech Whammy 5 pedal for the pitch shifting. Okay, let's take a quick listen. Cool, and then there's another section with chords, and for that section I used the red vintage channel. And in the cab section I used the mega oversized cab this time for a bit of a warmer tone. I just wanted this section to have a little bit of a different flavor and to have it stand out a little bit when you compared it to the sections around it basically. Take a quick listen. Alright, so those were the sounds of the intro track. Keep in mind that everything was double tracked, so played twice and panned left and right, hard left and right to be precise. No post-processing like EQ or compression, anything like that. But as I said before, I did put some low cuts on the guitars just to remove that low end rumble. And now to give you an idea of how versatile the cab section is, we're going to take a listen to that. and I'll just flick through the different cabinets and also through the different mics for a second so you guys can hear what difference that makes. Let's check it out right now. Cool! So that was the Amped Triple Rev G plugin by ML SoundLab. I think this plugin is very cool, it's definitely unique, and I recommend checking it out on the official ML SoundLab website. I'll put a link in the description below. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it useful. Please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd hugely appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonar Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, don't forget to let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this plugin. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!